TGR News, broadcasting from the State of Israel.
Welcome back to TGR News.
Hello, hello.
Well, we had another great week of passing out food. It really is a blessing. It's all for us, you guys, like I say every week, because it's the truth. And just a reminder, it costs about $200 a month with the deals that we got now to feed a family, in case you wanted to know. Once again, it's just for your information. It doesn't mean you have to send $200. Whatever you can send is whatever the donation is a blessing. And you guys are definitely blessing the people here in the state of Israel, these Jewish people, helping them eat every week. Every week we pass out these food, and it is a blessing.
Yeah, thank you so much.
As you see, we always like to give you little clips of what we get to do this week. And hopefully soon it'll grow and more support will come in and we can reach more and more families, because there is a lot of families that need help.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. Well, I guess we'll just get right into it. How?
Yeah, let's start. Yes.
Let's get started. We're a little bit late today. The weather's bad again. So that's why I haven't been doing any of the other videos, and that's why we're still inside. So,
but it's a blessing to have rain, so we're glad.
Absolutely. I'm not complaining about the rain.
Yeah.
I mean, the more the merrier.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into it.
Yes.
The meeting Prime Minister Bennett had last week with Putin, now we know that that Zelensky wanted Bennett to make the meeting here in Jerusalem. Don't know exactly why he wanted that, other than just being in common grounds or something. But I think they still have plans of meeting here in Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Prime Minister Bennett's become the broker, the peace broker in between the two now for some reason, somehow.
Israel has brought in 50,000 refugees from Ukraine into the country. We even have put lots of them in hotels and even into empty apartments. Here in Israel, for some reason, many are making a fuss about the time it is taking to get them through the check-in process in our airport.
It's all over the Israeli news how people are complaining about how long it's taken us to get. I'm talking about when the people that are complaining are us, the Israelis, in the news about how long it's taken us to get them through the airport. I don't understand why. Like you said, 50,000 Israel's accepted, and when you see the pictures of them at the airport as they were coming in. You're not even talking about thousands, not even hundreds. You'd see tens of people in the airport, 20, 30 people. And of course, a lot of these people are coming without documentation because they're just running away, right? And so, of course, sometimes it's going to take a little time, maybe even 2 days to get everything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and like you said, you even know of friends who put up a Ukrainian family in an apartment or something.
Yeah.
And also, we just saw in the news that that Israel just sent 4 bulletproof ambulances
to
the Ukraine to help them to get in, to go not just outside the border, so that way they have a bulletproof ambulance to go in to the fire zone. And
it's not only the cost of the ambulance, the bulletproof ambulance, which is high, it's also the operation to get them there.
Oh, yeah, it's not easy.
The Lufthansa, a big plane, take those to the border, and then they have to transfer them in. It's a big operation just to make this thing. Yeah. But, people always, when they see something bad, it's human nature to stick to the bad and not to see all the good that Israel do for these refugees.
Yeah, it's strange. But that's, like you said, that's just human nature. The longer it's taking Putin to take Ukraine, the world, and especially Ukraine, is worried that Putin will start using chemical weapons to win this war. This would be an unmeasurable horror, seeing as the battlefield is the cities of Ukraine. I mean, it would be unbelievably horrible if he started using chemical weapons. And it's very possible that he would, because I started saying from about the 4th day of this thing, one of the things that we're seeing out of this is how weak the Russian army really is. Yeah. And Putin is he could be problematic, right? He could feel like his ego's being hurt and start using things like chemical weapons or even worse to win this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Putin is now putting pressure at the last minute on Biden to add a twist to the Iran nuclear deal, that Russia will be able to continue to work with Iran on their nuclear projects. Now, there's 2 things that are just important here. One is it's Russia's showing its true colors, that it's actually partners with Iran and not against Iran.
Yeah.
And second is it gives one more chance for Biden to do the right thing, because if it might give him a wake up call to say, okay, wait a minute, maybe we don't need to make this deal. You know, we can only pray for that.
Yeah. Well, I don't think. It's sad.
Yeah,
This
it
is
is.
very, very bad agreement for us. We just.
Yeah,
I
it is.
hope it won't happen. In the meantime, in Russia, Putin is frantically making inquiries with his people to check if there is any chance of a coup during his failures in Ukraine.
Yes, yes, it is. Well, Putin is, I think, also one of the things that's coming out is the people of Russia might finally. Well, I doubt it though. I was going to say maybe the people of Russia finally wake up and see who they have in charge, and maybe change leadership. But it's just Putin has such a gift, actually, of being able to put out fake news in his own country to his own people in a way where they just seem to be so loyal to him. It's insane. It's either that or all the people of Russia are bad. And I don't want to believe that all the people of Russia are bad.
No,
That can't be true.
Yeah, I think I was seeing all this little protest. It's big, like thousands and thousands of people was protesting against Putin in St. Petersburg and other cities in Russia. And I saw like 6,000 arrested, and here and there, and every few days there's little protest. So I thought, oh, many Russians are against Putin. But then I saw on the social media that they ask random people in Russia about Ukraine. Most of them, like 80% of them, say, I believe in Putin. I don't want to hear anything. Some of them are surprised. They showing them pictures of injured people and say, no way Putin did that. No way. Putin won't do that.
Yeah, he's so good with the fake news
He's
in
really
his country.
brainwashing.
Yeah. Well, Putin is now talking about a ceasefire. This most likely is just a stall tactic to be able to bring in help from China and Iran, because he's asked China and Iran to come in and actually help him with this now, since he can't handle it himself. The only good thing the only thing the good that's coming out of this whole thing is as we've been shown how strong or weak
The connection.
the Russian armed military really is, and how it's been unable to do a lot of this stuff.
Yeah. He's just trying to win some time.
Yeah, you just stall tactics. Well, this Russian thing is crazy. It really is, this Russian-Ukraine thing, and who it doesn't. I wouldn't even. This is one of the times I have no idea to say what I think might happen. I have no idea what's going to happen.
It's not happen very often.
Yeah, it don't happen very often, does it? Usually I think I know everything. Well, let's talk about Iran a little bit. Iran fired 12 long-range missiles, I'm sure you've heard about this, on Iraq, and bombed a house that was actually under the U.S. Embassy, but Iran said it was a secret Israeli Mossad base, and they killed several Mossad agents. Well, we know they didn't kill any Mossad agents, and whether or not the Mossad used that house for training and other things, it is possible, but no one's been taken. No one but Iran has come up with this information.
Exactly.
But one thing for sure, it was an empty house. I think nobody was injured. There was nobody there. There was nothing. So
Yeah.
But it is a big thing. Iran's sending 12 missiles, long range missiles into Iraq.
Yeah, it's definitely big changes coming. It's
Yeah.
always changing. They raise their head more and more.
Yep.
They do more. Yeah, they have more courage to do things. Like in the past, they wouldn't let themselves to do that. Now they just. Israel answered by taking responsibility for destroying hundreds of Iranian drones in Iran last month. This is an escalation in that the secret war is now becoming less secret.
That's true. That's the main escalation here now, because Iran shooting 12 long-range missiles into another country, Israel coming out and telling the world, especially Iran, of missions that we have done, and so it's becoming. When a war is secret, it's good in one way, because it can't get it. It has a ceiling of how much it can escalate, because you can't do too much before and lose the secret part of it.
Yeah.
But when it stops becoming a secret and it becomes
Open.
all-out war, that's when that's the problem that looks like it might be firing up here. We don't know. Once again, we have to wait and see what happens with that. On Monday and Tuesday evening, Iran made a large cyber attack on Israeli government websites and was able to make them crash, and unknown if they were able to take any sensitive information. And not only did that, those 2 days on government websites here in Israel, they were also able to hack a 10-year-old telephone that was not really in use anymore, of the wife of the head of the Mossad.
Yeah.
And they got some pictures of the head of Mossad, videos of family time, making funny faces and stuff for his kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is bad. It's not nothing. There's no security breach or something that's dangerous in that way, but it's just I guess it's a little bit of an embarrassment, but not even that much, because like we said, it's a 10-year-old telephone that hasn't been in use, and it's probably just people buy new telephones, throw their old telephones in a drawer or something.
This is the only way they can hack it, I think, because it's old and nobody really take care to make it more
because
safe.
All the active phones that the head of Mossad has all kinds of encryption things, and his wife. And if I was the head of Mossad, my phone would be completely encrypted. Yours too. And if the kids had a phone, the kids would be encrypted. That's just the way they do
but it shows how they trying. They continue trying all the time to hack in our.
Well, there's been a new development. Israel looks like going to be opening up a flight straight into Egypt, into the Sinai desert, down in the south of Israel, right down to the south of the border of Israel. It's a new development, and yet another Arab nation that is now added to the list of friendly countries. It sounds good.
I know what you think about
it. Sounds good, but it's. I mean, it's just, we know that they're not really our friends. I mean, we know that in the back of their minds, they're thinking right now it's good to be diplomatically okay for commerce, for all kinds of things. But we always know that in the back of their mind, it's always there. And plus, we know by reading the Bible what's coming down the road, and we know about the false peace that's supposed to be here in Israel, in this part of the world with the Arab countries in Israel. And more and more countries are coming in with these new peace agreements. And so we might be coming into that false peace prophecy, It looks like it to me.
When you live here in Israel, you feel the feeling of it's not our real friends.
Yeah, you feel the false peace.
Yes,
you feel the false peace. The false peace that the Bible talks about is it's not a peace that actually will fool, I don't believe. We don't know, but it don't look the way we feel about it now. It don't look like it's going to fool anybody into believing it's real peace, but it will be a false peace. That's what the whole thing was about. On Wednesday, Israel had a successful test of a new laser-based Iron Dome. This thing is really amazing. The new system will be up and running, covering the entire country in less than a year. It can shoot rockets, drones, and long-range missiles and smart bombs, and do so with multiple targets at the same time. This is a real big step up for the Israeli defenses. It really is something amazing.
Yeah. It's wow.
And they already had their first test. And it was a very good test that was successful. So it looks like here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Here pretty soon.
We need that. We need it. We need always to.
One thing good. I don't know. I know lasers from movies, right? Star Wars. The zoom, zoom, zoom.
Yeah.
I think the only thing lasers need is electricity. Once you've made the laser. So one thing good about that, very good about that, as we won't be dependent on the Congress every year to vote in the budget in America to be able to supply us with the Iron Dome missiles Iron Dome missiles to protect our people. So that's an amazing thing. We won't be no, I think so. I don't know, unless the lasers is like throw away cartridges and you have to buy new ones. I don't know, but I would think that it sounds like we wouldn't be dependent on Congress to giving us our Iron Dome ammunition.
This week we had a cold spell, bringing the temperature below freezing for a few nights. During this cold spell, we had 2 deaths in the country from fires breaking out in homes from heaters. A young child and an old woman died.
Yeah. That's just some that talk about a little bit what happened here in Israel. There was we had a little cold snap, and it caused space heaters and stuff like that catch fire in a couple houses.
Yeah, and there were the heaters that you're not supposed to use. They always tell you about those heaters. You know, those with the spiral.
The spiral thing
Yeah.
that gets red hot.
They always warn about those heaters. You're not supposed to. They're actually out of law in Israel. You're not
Illegal in
illegal.
Israel.
You're not supposed to buy them. They say they're dangerous, so people still buy them because they make the
a
house
lot of heat.
really,
They're
a
cheap
lot
to
of,
buy.
Yeah.
But they use a lot of money and electricity to run.
Well,
that was it. You got anything you want to say?
I want to say thank you again for all your prayers, all your comments. It's a hard times for the world. It's a hard time for Israel again.
Yes.
I think the most important thing we, Israel, should think about now is this agreement with Iran.
Absolutely.
And even though the war is, we always talk about the war, but
Your family.
and my family there. But this agreement is just is so bad, and actually one of the Likud members, Nir Barkat, which we both like.
I like him.
Yeah, he just went to the USA to try to affect and do something, just explain to the Americans how bad this can be for not only Israel,
for the whole
in
world.
the future for the whole world, and people don't see that. So yeah, but again, thank you. That was really
we appreciate everything, all the support you guys are giving, and being able to help all these families here with feeding them and keeping the boat ministry going. And God bless you guys for everything you guys do here in this ministry. So I guess that'll be it. So until next week. Don't forget to join us on the Golden Report.
Oh, you almost forgot.
Yeah, don't forget to join us on thegoldenreport.com. And until next week, God bless.
Bye-bye.